Welcome to This Explainer. So, today we're tackling an issue that a lot of men quietly struggle with, but, well, nobody actually wants to talk about. Have you ever noticed that as you get a little older, your body just kind of starts feeling like it has a mind of its own? You know, you're lying in bed, you're just trying to unwind after a really long day. But when morning finally rolls around, that natural signal of your vitality, the exact one you completely took for granted back in your 30s, is just nowhere to be found. It's frustrating. It's unspoken, and honestly, it can feel like a huge loss. But today, we're going to dive into the fascinating science of exactly why this happens, and more importantly, how to get that vitality back.
So many guys look in the mirror and ask themselves this exact question, like, where did it go? You might even start to feel like your own body is somehow frozen. And there's a heavy psychological weight to this, right? You want to be the strong foundation, you want to be the absolute pillar of your home. But when your physical energy and that masculine drive just feel like they're slipping away, man, it breeds a lot of insecurity. You might just shrug it off and tell yourself, well, I guess I'm just getting old. But deep down, you know it feels like something is actively working against you.
And look, this brings us to what's probably the hardest part of it all. Because it isn't just about how you feel in your own body, is it? It's about how it affects your relationships. The source material we're looking at captures this emotional pain absolutely perfectly with this quote. Have you ever seen that look in your partner's eyes? It's not anger, it's not even disappointment. It's that look of quiet pity. And exactly as the source describes, that look feels like a cold blade to your pride. It is such a deeply painful, isolating feeling. If you're nodding your head right now, I really want you to know you're completely understood. And more importantly, you are absolutely ready for the solution we're going to cover today.
Now, here's the twist. We are completely shifting the blame away from the aging process. The real culprit that's stealing your vitality? It's not Father Time. No way. It's a hidden, entirely fixable biological sabotage that is happening right in the palm of your hand every single night. That 10 p.m. smartphone habit, the endless scrolling, reading the news, checking social media, it is physically freezing your hormones.
Section 1. The Golden Recovery Window.
See, masculine health isn't just about, hitting the gym harder or completely overhauling your diet. It heavily relies on a very delicate, beautifully designed internal rhythm. Your body essentially operates like a finely tuned factory, and it runs on a very strict schedule. Between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m., you enter what's called your golden window. This is when your internal factory goes to work producing testosterone. That's the very hormone that controls your energy, your muscle strength, your masculine drive, the whole shebang. But think about what happens at 10 p.m. When you're staring at that bright smartphone screen, the blue light completely clashes with your biology. It literally tricks your brain into thinking the sun is still up and it's high noon outside. So your body gets deeply confused and totally derails that crucial 11 p.m. recovery cycle.
Section 2. The Cortisol Emergency Brake.
This leads us right to the core biological mechanism that's causing all this sabotage. Because your brain thinks it's the middle of the day, instead of producing those vital recovery hormones, your body starts pumping out something else entirely. On one side, we've got testosterone, right? Your source of recovery, energy, masculine drive. But on the other side, we have cortisol, the stress hormone. When that blue light hits your eyes at night, your cortisol spikes. Think of cortisol as the absolute emergency brake for your masculinity. High stress levels force your body into combat mode, and when your body thinks it needs to fight or flee for its life, the very first thing it shuts down to save energy is your reproductive vitality. It slams the brakes on your masculine health just to prioritize survival.
To make this super concrete, the source shares this incredibly relatable anecdote about a patient named Mr. Choi. He's a 62-year-old retired engineer, perfectly healthy on paper, but he lost all his spark. Why? Because he spent his late nights just reading the news on his phone in bed. He didn't even realize he was tricking his body into the state of high-alert combat mode all night long. He described the feeling perfectly, saying, "I felt like a leaking dam. The energy was there inside him, somewhere, but he just couldn't hold on to it. It was literally draining away every single night."
Section 3. The 3-step protocol. Okay, the good news is we can actually fix this. Here is a highly empowering, totally non-pharmaceutical evening routine that you can start tonight to turn the heat back on. Step 1, the digital sunset. Step 2, the thermal reset. And Step 3, the heart connection. It's simple, it's completely natural, and the best part is it works with your biology instead of fighting against it. Let's break down Step 1, the digital sunset. At 10 p.m. or, at least 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep, you need to physically put the phone in another room.
Honestly, this is non-negotiable. By doing this, you instantly cut off the blue light, and that physically stops the cortisol production in your brain, allowing your nervous system to trigger the parasympathetic response. That's your body's natural rest and recover cycle. You are finally giving your factory permission to open up for the night shift.
Moving on to step 2, which is the thermal reset. Remember how your phone freezes your hormones? Well, warmth thaws your circulation. So you replace that screen time with a 15-minute warm foot bath, or, and this is incredibly effective, by applying a warm patch to your qiangle. As it's defined here, the qiangle is that flat bone right above your tailbone. Think of this specific spot as the literal command center for your pelvic nerves. Warming this area sends a powerful, immediate signal to your nervous system that it is finally safe. It opens up the blood vessels and allows the natural flow of energy and vitality to return exactly where it's needed most.
And finally, we have step 3, the heart connection. Look, instead of lying there doom scrolling, spend those last few minutes before sleep simply sitting near your partner. You don't even need to have a deep philosophical conversation. A gentle touch on the shoulder or just holding their hand for a moment triggers the release of oxytocin. This is the love hormone, and it acts as the ultimate natural enemy to stress. It lowers your blood pressure and creates this profound sense of emotional safety. And that is exactly what your body requires to function at its absolute peak.
So here is the absolutely crucial takeaway from all of this. Your body isn't broken. You aren't too old. You have simply been sending your body the wrong biological signals at the exact wrong time of day. Your vitality is still right there inside you, just waiting to be woken up. It just needs you to provide it with a little warmth and peace instead of blue light and cortisol.
And that brings us to our final point. If you are really ready to reclaim your mornings, to rebuild that confidence, and to step right back into your role as the energized pillar of your home, it starts with one tiny promise. As the source challenges us, leave a comment below saying, "I am starting again tomorrow." Make that specific commitment to yourself right now. So my question to you is, are you ready to finally power down your screen tonight so you can power up your life tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.